There we go. Alright, that's the one. Hello. How are you doing? Happy Monday, folks. How's it going? All that jazz. We are going to get this cursed cape done. Finally. Weekend was a washout, so to speak. However, happy Monday, folks. Let's get this guy finished today. So first first order of business. Turn on this extra light for one. First order of business is not be in top chat anywhere ever. Second order of business. Okay. So as you can see, we got our initial chunk of highlight here. What we have to do is we have to bring the highlight further around on this ripple up there. We've got to fix this part up here. We've got to put a highlight there. So, but first of all, I'm going to fix that a little bit there. I'm going to go back to basics with Xandri Dust. Then we got the highlights to do. I have broken out the final edge highlights and like bits there. I also seen some stuff from looking at my Discord Warcom feed. We'll get that in place so we can look at it. Pretty sweet looking mini though, that's for sure. Right, so that's Bayard's Dookie Perkins. Okie dokie. Wet palette is still wet, that is a bonus. Okie dokie. Size. Get the size 2 brush of Doom out. Okay. Hey Martin, how you doing today, dude? Happy Monday. What's going on? I hope you had a good weekend and all that sort of stuff. I hope the family is groovy and all of that sort of stuff. I'm absolutely not knackered is the word I'm looking for. Knackered. Stupid time zone completely. The time change completely threw me. So I'm still trying to remember that it's what is now the 3 o'clock is actually 4 o'clock in the morning. So we've got a bit of a nightmare. We'll get there though. And also chat is not working for some reason. Why is stupid? Why is it working? Why is there no words appearing in there? It's very tedious. However, we got this guy attached to his base. As you can see, his base is done. Obviously it's not done, but it is done. It is kind of going to be. We got some pigments somewhere. I've got to locate a couple more of them, but we got some here, so we'll be putting those on hopefully today, sooner rather than later, but we'll find out. First order of business, though, this is slightly strange. Okay, there was a slight lump. I managed to shave it off with the razor blade. Hopefully it's smooth now. Maybe. So we are going to remedy that. It's going to take a bit of time. To get up to the nice... We're going to jump up pretty rapidly up to a Shabty bone. We've got the backpack on, as you can see. Got some bits and pieces to tidy it up. We'll get there in the end, though. As for Twitch, I don't know what... I think we'll be continuing to do this a bit on Twitch, but also we've got this thing as well that I would like to try and get some paint on. This 3D printed thing. I printed that ages ago, never really got finished. I would like to kind of, I guess, get it finished. So, there we go. While that bit of paint is drying, I'll get some more. I'll get Ushabti bone on the wet palette. Start bringing that in. Hopefully not make too many disasters. I think we can get away with... we can get away with that. I won't make it over to Twitch today. No, I do understand. I've had to, unfortunately, I finally snapped and, like, there are going to be more dreaded adverts, but unfortunately it's just how things are going to have to be. I've got to increase the amount of, well, so unfortunately I've got to do the adverts. I'm expecting lots of complaints, but unfortunately... it is all revenue and has to be made. Start bringing that Shabti bone in while we're waiting for the other bit to dry. What else do we have to do? This bit here. And chat has disappeared again. There it is. It's in live chat. Okay, good. At least I'm not missing out on anything. Yeah, so I managed to get this base done. I'm pretty happy with it. It's weird yeah, it's unfortunate because I was recording and the camera moved again. And I'm getting a bit sick of it. So once the house move happens, I can't wait to get a camera out. Just like the angle locked down and I never have to worry about it again. That is going to be a good time. Stippling this on a bit. Slowly but surely. And then we are going to bump up to the other colour. Soon, TM. We'll get there in the end, though. Managed to get the final 4 videos kind of vaguely done. I've got to do voiceover for them. I was going to do it tonight, but I'm absolutely exhausted, so I'm going to do the voiceover tomorrow night. All 4 videos. Let me just edit them. Get all the kind of shorts done from it and all that kind of stuff. I hope, do you do Halloween? Any of that jazz? Apparently that is Halloween is today. Okie dokie, so... build up that saturation. I just hopefully like lots of dots. Hold on, I got it. Right, I do apologise about that, folks. Alright. We're doing Halloween this year, as our son Jacob's really into it. We were trick-and-treating last night, just with his grandparents and aunt, and today he's gone to preschool dressed as a bat. Oh, blimey. Oh, blimey. Well, that is, I never really got into it. I went to one Halloween party. Absolutely hated it when I was young. I can't even remember the... Chris Glover? No, that's just a random name. That's not a name I made up. It's a name from my past, but... we got invited to a house party. A Halloween party is like all the kids. We all had to dress up. I absolutely hated it. I just remember I sat in the car for ages. Just not wanting to go in at all. Not my idea of fun, really. I thoroughly just not about it. Okie dokie. The day I personally like the Guy Fawkes. That is the night I prefer. Much prefer that one. Far better than Halloween. Halloween is not my idea of... I don't know. It just makes me feel very awkward. Just in general. We have to do little bits of metal on the things attaching this cape to the shoulder pads. We've got a bit more cape work to do, like on the back, on the reverse side of it. I'm going to be very careful with this. Be very careful with that edge highlight. Get there in the end. I don't know, Martin, did you ever do kind of Halloween? Back in your day? Right, so that is that. Keep just adding texture with this. Hopefully by the end of it, it'll all be groovy. Slightly dubious about this shape right here. Like, I think we should bring the colour down further. Whoever's saying that. We did bring, for example, we did bring this red further down here. This is left in Rhinox hide, but we did bring the red further down, so I suspect we should kind of do a similar deal on here. Leave that the darkest bit, and then just bring... We can glaze in some of this Ushabti bone further down, I think. I think that's probably going to be the deal. We just, as long as we get the texture in, we can glaze the colour down further into the shadow. It's going to take a bit of time. But it's not really, grew up in a small village, so we would get trick-or-treated. So I don't remember ever doing it myself much, maybe 1 or 2 years, yeah. I was reading something like I was trying to figure out the history of Halloween. I have seen obviously a lot of, you know, obviously the American, like, used to happen, especially like the commercialization. That's definitely changed it. I know it happened in certainly like Northern Europe. I believe like Ireland. I'm pretty sure it happened in Scotland, like in the good old days of like many centuries ago. It's always felt, yeah, it's always felt a very exactly. Like, I've always thought of it as like an American holiday, but I have been reading up on, or at least I was, and then I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I don't really like Halloween to begin with. Not really my jam. But I was reading articles about like the history of it, and I've forgotten most of it because I've got a bad memory, which hasn't helped. I've also almost, I'm so tired today, I almost got rid of the face camera today. It was almost face camera-less. Yeah, I think if we just glaze the colour in. As long as we can keep the texture in, like the little spots, it'll be okay. Happy days. Happy days. I'm just trying to... The very first time I would have seen Halloween, I guess... I'm trying to remember what film I would have seen first. Was it... Would it have been E.T.? Did they have Halloween in E.T.? Halloween. Otherwise, I'd... The film Halloween? I guess that could have been it. In... Oh god, where's the keyboard? E.T. It started trying to type Ethiopia for me. Yeah, they did have Halloween in E.T. because I remember the sort of Yoda costume. That was it. So I suspect that would have been probably my first bumping into like the Halloween thing. They're dressed like, yeah, it's been so long since I've seen it. I genuinely can't remember the last time I saw it. I literally can't think of when I last saw that film. A long time ago. I liked it, but like weirdly, but for example, I will happily watch Goonies again, whereas E.T. I'm just like, probably not again. What's up, Reno? How you doing today? So I'm just trying to remember Halloween when I first sort of bumped into Halloween as a sort of thing. It's always seemed like a very American thing. Although I do remember going to a Halloween party, I said earlier. Been forced to go, which I utterly hated. I think truth be told, it's like a lot of situations. The thought of it was a lot worse than the reality. I just hated the dressing up part of it. You got the new COD today? Well, hello there. Hello there, Reno. Hopefully, I got 4 videos to do voiceover for after. I was going to do 4 voiceover videos after stream, but that's going to be about 160 minutes worth of voiceover I need to record. I slept poorly last night. I'm absolutely knackered, and probably slightly grumpy as well, unfortunately. But I think I'm just going to play Call of Duty tonight. Do the voiceover tomorrow night. Edit 4 videos. So we got Black Templars. No, hold on. I'm missing one. What am I missing? We've done Sons of Horus. That's ready. We've got Salamanders. Word Bearers. Sorry. Word Bearers, Salamanders, Raven Guard, Alpha Legion. Those are the last 4 videos I've got. They're already recorded and mostly edited. I need to do the voiceover, then chop them down further to sort of... They're all about 40 minutes currently. I need to crush them down to about 15 to 20. I'm exhausted, Reno. We had the stupid time change, and it's... I went to bed Saturday night. I thought Saturday night normally I go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right, you know. Play a bit of Call of Duty. That's like the one time I can definitely play Call of Duty or whatever is Saturday night. Because I know Sunday morning is the only day I allow myself to sleep in. Like, you know, actually get sort of 8 hours sleep. But I forgot the clocks went forward. Or whatever it was. And what was 4 o'clock was actually 5 o'clock in the morning. I had a really lousy sleep. And last night, I also forgot that the clocks were sort of still technically, even though they were at the right time, I hadn't caught up. Anyway, suffice to say, I'm very tired. But I'm painting. And I do have the COD. Have you been enjoying it? I will say there is a Call of Duty channel in Discord. I'm hoping I can start using it at some point. You do have to go to... So if you've... it is only for sort of subscribers to Twitch at the moment. I do need to make it... I have plugged in my Patreon, so that if people subscribe at Patreon, they get Twitch access. Sorry, Discord access. Like to the sort of, you know, subscriber parts, I guess. Do. This is a bit of an issue. This bit, right? Bit of cape in there. I knew it was going to be an issue. I got some of it done. Not quite as much as I wanted. We'll just have to be kind of careful. If possible. And like the wrinkles down there, it's just, I can't, there's no way. Like I got a bit of highlighting in there, but it's not going to be enough. Just start, oh, literally just started it up. Oh, enjoy. Are you going to do, you just jumping into multiplayer, or are you going to be doing campaign? Gotta say, there's one level on that campaign which I found slightly irritating. However, I do want to do another couple of playthroughs because it was enjoyable. I do generally like the campaigns, even if they aren't hugely like long. The production value in them is pretty high, and like, even if the story is, you know, somewhat dubious, then that is alright. We do need to glaze the colour in. Okay. Alright, can fix that later. Might try the campaign? I reckon you should. Alright, you do get some unlocks from completing it, like XP tokens and stuff like that. So it kind of, I think it's like 7 to 8 hours maybe of playtime. It depends how quickly you sort of power on through it and how much you die, I guess, ultimately. But yeah, I reckon it's worth it. You get a couple of extras. I mean, it's, I've yet to use those tokens and stuff like that, but we shall see. I'm gonna get this. We're gonna do some. We're gonna glaze it. Once I locate the glaze medium, if I can locate it, I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can. It might have disappeared. I see the contrast medium. That's not what I want, though. I would like the glaze medium. I sold Xbox to afford it with the new pads. Oh, and Xbox. You enjoyed them? I really enjoyed the last campaign, yeah. The last story. I've still got it installed on my computer. I might give it another playthrough before I gotta be honest, I still like the old one. The old Modern Warfare. I don't think I'll be uninstalling that. Vanguard, however. That's going. Vanguard is, I think, definitely going. I played it. I played the campaign. It was enjoyable to play once, I guess. But that is as far as that goes. Here is the contrast, the Lamian medium. So, let's see if we can do some glazing. Might be a bit much. However, ooh, I think I might have painted the wrong thing then. Okay, wait for that to dry and then we can do another layer. I do have I've got the crystal Xbox. It's an Xbox 360? I don't know what it is. It's a crystal something or other, that's for sure. I don't know. I think it's a 360. I can't remember. Whatever the crystal one is, that's what I've got. And it's downstairs in the cellar, probably thoroughly damp and very unusable at the moment. It's even less. Yeah, this wrinkle is a bit of an issue. I'm just wondering, maybe... Maybe if this bit we should highlight up. Just a smidge. Just put... It's a really weird shape. Like this fold there. Obviously there's a wrinkle. There's a fold right there. That will be the shadow there. I am glazing up this little bit here, but maybe I should just glaze into this bit here from this shadow into that bit. You want to keep the stream on? Well, thank you, Reno. Go for it. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the lurk. I do genuinely appreciate it. And potentially even the like of the stream. If you're watching the VOD, you know what to do. Smash those buttons. By the way, this week's painting video is going to be the Sons of Horus. I really enjoyed it, actually, in the end. Once I figured out the green, I was umming and ahhing about the green for a while, because I'd seen a couple of people, a couple of different tutorials on it, and some different paint recipes out there. I finally sort of came down on the side that I came down on. I did like it. It was just a very strange... I think the issue was a lot of the olden day recipes were basically get some Cabalite green and then mix in Dawnstone, which I don't have in front of me. It used to be in front of me. They said mix in some Dawnstone to desaturate it, which was you know, fine. However, then I got my hands on this paint, which is basically what you get if you mix in this green and then desaturated it. It's the same kind of... I get my words... Is it the same value? No. Whatever the word is, it's desaturated version of that, as far as I can tell. Anyway, so it was... Once I'd figured it out, it was good. It's a good time. I am indeed, Martin. I've got the last 4 recorded. I've got them half edited. I've got Sons of Horus going up this Wednesday. Then I've got the word bearers to do. I've got the voiceover to do for that tomorrow night. And then I've got to edit it down. Then I've got Salamanders. I've got to do voiceover for that and edit it. Then I've got to do the voiceover for Black... sorry, I won't keep on calling them Black Templars. Ravenguard. And then Alpha Legion. So there's 4 videos. They're already kind of ready for the voiceover part. And then I've got to chop them. They're all at about 30 to 40 minutes at the moment. But I need to do the voiceover for them and then chop them down even more. Most enjoyable to paint. Well, obviously I do, as I said in the video, or the intro to the Salamanders video, I really enjoyed painting that Salamanders green. I don't have it down here. Unfortunately. This was our word bearers paint that we did. I got to say, the red that we used, I really enjoyed painting this as well. This is also very enjoyable. The initial colour that I put down, Galvorback red. We have used it on this guy's cape as well. My god, it is... Maybe I haven't shaken this paint up enough. Or I thinned it down slightly too much, but coverage was horrific. However, I do like the... It's like a nice burgundy kind of colour. And that over Rhinox hide, I think's what... I was initially going to go all the way up to Wordbearer's red. We're just doing some edge highlighting with this. We've got a bit of it right there, and like a bit of a scratch some scratchy highlights across the upper bits of the cape, but yeah, I really like the word bearers were more enjoyable than I was expecting. So that video, that's gonna take me all the way up. I've got enough videos now until the 1st of December. I am going to go back and do kind of some basing videos for some of them. I don't know if I can really do basing videos for all of them, but maybe we'll do a few of them and sort of improve some of the miniatures, like do some weathering on some of them. Maybe weathering on all of them. Maybe that's a whole 18 more videos of content, which would, in fact, it would be a lot of Horus Heresy content. But it would be 18 more videos that I could put out and record somewhat quickly. Might have to do it just for the continued output of content. This sad. There's a spot of paint, unfortunately. So we're doing this highlight right here. This is a highlight. That there is a shade. I think this bit here, I think that needs to be a highlight. It's a very weird shape. We brought the highlight. It's a very weird shape. I'm going to have to look at the artwork and see if how someone else has painted this thing, because I find this particular shadow very problematic. Find a phrase. And wait for that to dry. Lots of glazing. Comrades, and hello, good afternoon to you. Happy Halloween, I guess, is what I should say. I hope you're well. Happy, and also happy Monday, more importantly. It's the last day of October. Going into November. I think it's probably... I don't really know what the deal is with the house move. I think there's a lot of wishful thinking going on. However, November is the last month we're definitely streaming or video making. And we're currently at, I don't know, something like 570 subscribers. So if you've made it this far and you haven't already subscribed, I shall wiggle my eyebrows at you and suggest 572 in fact. I shall wiggle my eyebrows at you. I was going to say seductively. That suggestively is what I really meant to say, and suggest that you also tickle that subscribe button. I was going to say I don't think there's any chance in hell that we'll get 1,000, sort of 438. 28, my maths is bad, subscribers in just a month. If we could make it to another, 28 to 600. If we could get to 700 in a month, that'd be a lot of pushing though. It is, oh god, okay, Comradson, hold on. You're gonna hate this. Well, you might not hate it, you might just laugh. Enjoy my awful Spanish. And this is really bad Spanish. I tried to learn Spanish at school. I could not get my head around it. The pronunciation was just a nightmare. It was just a failure. Like, I wish my middle brother, he was allowed to learn German at school. I would have loved to have done that, but we went to different schools. Like boarding schools. He got to learn German. We had the option of Spanish, and I tried it. I could not get my head around it. So, it is, Feliz, dear, I'm just making it even worse. Todos los Santos. Gabba would be cursing at me for saying even any of those words. All Saints Day, and 2nd November is Dead's Day. Dia de Difuntos. There we go. And that is basically the end of my Spanish. I do occasionally butcher these names as well. Amarillo. Desierto. Right, so now I've offended everyone with my awful pronunciation. That wasn't even... I think I got one of those words half right. I needed to look at some artwork for this because we got to get this bit here is... We need to fix it. I know it looks terrible. That's why I had this screen up, because I was going to Google Marduk Sedras. Marduk. So okay, so what are you doing today? I guess that's the most important part. What are you doing on this day that I've absolutely just butchered? Pronunciation-wise. So, I know Little Legend painted him up. Let me have a look at what he's done. What they've done. Hey, they've done something different. Oh, damn it. Why does... Okay, I've seen a lot of people paint this up. This is not helping me. People, this is not helping me. I need... Deep breaths. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. What the hell? Pop, 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 pop. Damn it. Okay. It's a very strange wrinkle. It is a very strange wrinkle, and it's really bugging me, like way too much. You may see the best. You may see that the best Hispanics are British. Really? I know my pronunciation is terrible, and to be honest, if I'd learnt Spanish, obviously, unless one's speaking the language all the time, it's not easy, especially the pronunciation goes sideways. So I used to be pretty good at French. Like, we used to go on holiday to France once or twice a year. I used to take French. I used to take France as a language. French as a language. Really enjoyed it. And then I could speak like whole phrases, whole conversations with people over there. And then we just like kind of, I got a job, all that kind of stuff. And I stopped going to France. Not that I wanted to, but it's just a reality. And I haven't really been in sort of 20 years. And when I went again, it was a nightmare. It was very strenuous. John H. Elliott, Premio Principe. Is it Principe? I don't know. De Asturias. John Lynch. Oh, okay. I'm going to be honest. John Lynch sounds familiar, but I don't know why. You lost your first game, Reno. Don't worry. Listen, I'll tell you what. Multiplayer Call of Duty. Pain and misery. Absolute pain and misery, Reno. You will win the next game, potentially. I tell you what, some of the people... Because I don't think they've got the SBM, the skill-based matchmaking active yet. I've come up against some absolute demons. Disgusting, cracked out demons. I swear they're about sort of 12 years old. They have ridiculous... They have... I'm going to blame the aim assist. Let's get that out of the way. I want a mouse and a keyboard, so obviously... Now definitely at a disadvantage. Oh, camping. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's definitely a thing, Reno. Paul Preston for the days of SCW and the dictatorship. Oh, okay. Okay, I have no idea. Paul Preston, sorry. I said Peterson. My English reading is also an issue. Just reading and speaking is an issue, Conradson. Not good. What is that? Is that... I don't know what... I genuinely don't know what to do about this I think the move is to glaze up from here. Get this bit of highlighted up, right? This bit here. You see this shadow here coming down from up there? I think we glaze from here in that direction up until it hits that shadow. We might have to come back later. We might have to come back later and we might have to come back later and reinforce the shadow. If we're going from that direction to there, leaving the paint there, we may have to come back with some Xandri dust and reinforce the shadows, smooth things out a little bit. Even for Spanish poetry, Gibson, really? That is strange. I wonder why that is. They were already famous in the past century. Oh, when I was a young whippersnapper. Martin, thank you very much for hanging out. It's been great to see you. I hope you had well, I hope you have. I hope the son has a lovely time today at school, dressed as a bat. I suppose you'll have dressed up if you go on trick or treating as well, which must have been a lot of fun. I will be streaming on YouTube and Twitch tomorrow, as per usual. I genuinely don't know about Fridays at the moment. I think they might just be game streams, but we'll see. Have a lovely rest of your day. I'll hang him from the rafters. Ah, fantastic. Henry Carmen, because world famous for his infamous The Spanish Inquisition in 1969's later versions. Oh, really? Okay, well, this is a lot of stuff I'm not remotely familiar with, comrades, and I like terrible films, and when I say terrible films, I like a lot of 80s films and a lot of 90s films and a lot of just generally terrible things. Film wise, not terrible people. I like lovely people. I don't like terrible people. I don't know if this is going to be the right move. I'm genuinely slightly conflicted about this. We will. Gotta be very careful with this. Very, very careful. Laters, yes indeed. And Carmen changed his mind through study. Well, studying. Very important thing. Very important thing. Everyone do your studies. Very important. We might start stippling in some Screaming Skull. I'm gonna have to. We'll stipple in some Screaming Skull here. We'll stipple in some Screaming Skull here, and I'm going to see where that takes us. If that looks too weird, as like unhighlighted, we're going to have to go back and fix it. But Screaming Skull is next on the agenda. We're going to go all the way up to Ivory. But not yet. We're not going to be doing that later. Probably have to do that over on Twitch in a couple of... I said a couple of hours. That's incorrect. In an hour's time, basically. 40 minutes. This stream is rapidly sort of wrapping up. We're like 8-9 minutes away before I can go and get a sandwich. A delicious sandwich. Also, I just realized I need more paintbrushes. Okay, this edge is going to need a bit of refining with some Rhinox hide. Let's get this edge highlight in. So let's try and paint it on camera as well, shall we? Okie dokie. So, as I said earlier, we got a bit of this to do over on Twitch. We got that delicious portal to paint as well, which will be fun. I'm looking forward to painting a little bit of flesh today. We are building this colour up a little bit slowly. We're not going to do too much highlighting on this bit in here. I'm going to get a bit of this wrinkle here. Not a huge amount. Mostly going to concentrate on this part here in this very hashtag problematic bit. I'm gonna wait for this to dry, do another layer. We so yeah, I was weirdly Friday I didn't stream, obviously. Gonna have to. I'm waiting on various emails from people to see how this month is going to pan out exactly. But I think generally having a game day is not a bad thing, and if that's Friday night, then so be it. Going forward, at least here on Twitch. Sorry, at least over there on Twitch. We'll stay mini painting here rather than worry about it too much. Okay. Hey, you got your first win? Hell yeah. What's your weapon of choice in this game? Like, tends to me, I like, I'm a terrible sniper. I wish I was a better sniper because I like the idea of it. When it comes to the reality, I'm an absolutely terrible sniper. I managed to get a few shots off and then it's just pain and misery. And then it's very obvious the amount of time that I've got into practicing sniping in Call of Duty and in all the games, really. I'm a terrible sniper, but I do find it very enjoyable. Normally, P90, apparently I've yet to use it. Well, and that's a lie. I picked up someone's discarded P90 and gave it a go in game one time. Apparently, it's quite good in this version. Like the P90 in this iteration is apparently quite good, from what I've seen. I was watching. Who was I watching? Jack Frags. Like, I've been following him since, like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years or whatever now. He did a stream the other day. Managed to catch a bit of. In Warzone, it was your beast mode gun. Oh god. Yeah, I played Warzone, so I do have another channel called, I don't know what it's called, Glorious Badger Gaming. I'm going to change the name of it because it's trash. However, I did stream, like, I did do a bit of Warzone gameplay. I won one game out of at least 50 or 100 or something. It was one solo match because I only did solos because I didn't really know anyone else who played it. Looks like it's a different name in this one at PDS. Oh, okay, yeah, because they had to. Yeah, that makes sense. They changed all the names, I think, except for, well, a lot of the names. I'll drink some coffee very quickly though. There we go. I apologise. Yeah, I think licensing issues, I think that's quite often the case, yeah. Like, the M4 is always a sweet, sweet M4, thankfully. And there's, like, the M16 and stuff as well. Some of the name changes, yeah, definitely. Like, I think the Deagle, the Desert Eagle, that's just... I think they call it the .50, and I think that's what they call it. Rather than calling it by its, like, proper name. License name. I'm trying to remember what my favourite game... in Warzone, what my favourite gun was. Can't remember. Can't remember what it was. I did like the ZRG, or the ZRG, once in a while. Even though I was horrific with it, it was very enjoyable when I did get some shots on target. Otherwise, it was probably just like an M4 of some variety. And some Uzi type thing. MP5 is now the Lachman sub, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. So that's like the receiver. It's the Lachman receiver, I think. Of some varieties. I don't know. There are loads of weapons I haven't unlocked yet. I did Like the is it the Lockwood, the marksman rifle? That was very enjoyable. Like with just iron sights, getting some shots, just one shot on target was usually an instant kill, which was for me very enjoyable, especially as someone who's got a pretty lousy aim. So I will be playing... Oh, this brush is going. This brush is going, folks. This brush is going. I don't know when Warzone 2 is landing. I think it's a couple of weeks, isn't it? I'm looking forward to being absolutely terrible on that as well. Basically, if I play that game, I need someone to carry me in Warzone. I just... Like in mid-range fights, it's fine. It's just... It's not really fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's just... The thing I found I think the irritating thing I found personally frustrating about modern what would you call them? Battle royales in general. It's the wait to get into the game. Like get 100 odd players or whatever, however many players it is. Wait for them to get in line, and then get into the game. And then you're sort of like toddling along, trying to stay out of cover, and then you get shot out of the middle, like from miles away, from an unseen sniper, from half a map away, and it's like, well, okay. Now I just go back again and start all over again. And I found, especially solo, I should say, like in a team it's different, but solo is very frustrating. November the 6th. Oh, okay. So that's 16 days away. Well, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely be playing some of that. Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2. We are getting there with this. That's why you only really play with friends. Yeah, unfortunately, the people I used to play Battlefield and Team Fortress 2 with back in the day, we've all just kind of drifted apart, and I don't really know anyone who plays Warzone anymore. So, all multiplayer games, like call it first-person shooty games. So it's a bit of a struggle trying to find someone. Which is why I do have the channel in Discord. Hopefully once it lands, like, it would be nice to sort of at least hang out there and wait for some pickup games or something. Potentially. We shall see. Check out my... What is this? I got a bunch of emails? What are these emails? TikTok for business? I do TikTok. I am top tier TikTok person. But not nearly also TikTok-y enough. I've got to improve the TikToks. But also I don't know how to. So we'll find out how to get better at it. At the TikTokery. Oh, crikey. That is not Marduk Sedras. That was something which was definitely not. Thank God I hadn't got the stats screen up. My God. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this cape is sort of going on. I'm really concerned about this cursed bit here. Because as you can see right now, you can see the shadows either side of it. To me, this is saying I need to paint this central bit. Maybe not all the way up to Screaming Skull. Maybe just leave it at a Shabty Bone. In fact, I think that's what we are going to do. Ladies and Jelly Spoons. We are going to leave... But it... So we're going to highlight this all the way up to Ivory, right? This outer bit here. This bit here is going to be Screaming Skull, definitely. We will probably do a tickle of Ivory up, like, the central bit of it. I think if we do this central bit here, see the shadow each side, I think if we leave that at Ushabti Bone, which is this bad boy right here, and take it no further, it'll still read as darker, and it'll be framed by the shadow there and the shadow there. I think that's what we have to do. And then we've got the pigments to put on. Hopefully I can find a couple more pigments to dust on. Right, that's unfortunately the wrong one. I do have a couple more pigments to use. But we'll not be doing that right now. Hopefully it'll happen over on the Twitch stream. And then it just needs a varnish and photo. And then it's basically done. However, it's way past my lunchtime. Like, so we are making progress. Hopefully we'll make more progress over on Twitch at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger. That's basically all there is to it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I will see you later, alligators. Enjoy the COD. Enjoy relaxing. Thank you very much as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Like subscribing on YouTube is the same as following. Basically, subscribe. That's what we're doing. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.